All right, guys, so this is going to be a leg workout. Everyone's been asking about why my legs are so skinny. It's because I'm tall, it's because I'm athletic, so I have skinnier legs. But as you're going to see, my legs are actually pretty strong. So I'm going to do a voiceover over a lot of these videos that I'm going to post just because the gym has music and I don't want the video to be copyrighted. So all of this stuff is just going to be under my voice, which will be good for you guys. I'll give you guys instructions, what I'm doing, sets, reps, weight, everything. So appreciate you guys. I'm going to see you inside. So we're going to start with the leg extension, one warm-up set, two warm-up sets, one 15 reps, the other one's 12 reps. Then we'll do a working set of up to 12 reps. As you can see with this specific exercise, I always want to be able to feel the muscle, so I'll go a little bit slower than usual. Right now, I didn't exaggerate the tempo to where I was doing like 3 seconds up and then like 3 seconds down. I really just kept a pretty smooth tempo, but at the same time I was really squeezing at the top so I could feel the muscle. Like if you have a skinnier frame and it's hard for you to build muscle, it's important for you to actually feel the muscles that you're working, right? You want to be able to feel it. What does Arnold Schwarzenegger say? Feel the pump, right? So on the second set that I'm doing, again, at the top, I'm really squeezing and I'm really making sure that I can feel the muscle and I'm keeping the tempo. I like moving at a pretty smooth tempo. I'm not going too slow with this. And then as you can see, I hold it at the bottom or at the top. All right, next we have leg press, 2 warm-up sets of 10 to 12, and then we have a working set right after that of up to 10 to 12 reps, right? So with this, the warm-up sets, I'm going lighter weight, and this is the same thing with the leg press as well. You go lightweight for those warm-up sets, and then you increase the weight so that that last rep that you're doing or that last set that you're doing is honestly like the hardest set that you've ever done. This is the only way that this workout's gonna work. So I got this from Dorian Yates, Heavy Duty Training. Mike Mentor does this as well. But as you can see, like as I'm increasing, so this is my second warm-up set, I'm going to go heavier. I'm going to add a plate on each side. You don't need to add a plate on each side, but that's what I do, right? So you wanna make sure that, again, the tempo's flowing with this as well, and you're really contracting and you're giving yourself a full range of motion with this, which a lot of people don't necessarily do with the leg press. A lot of people like to just go through the motions and they don't go all the way to their chest. I like to try to go as far to my chest as possible. So on this last one, this is my working set. So I'm really going to just load it up. I mean, I'm trying to see how many plates this is right now. I think it's like 6 plates, right? So I'm really going all the way back and then pushing straight up, right? On the push that you have, you don't need to push slow. You can push quickly. So that's another thing as well. So you want to make sure that you're actually going through those types of motions where like as you're going down, you're slowing down, as you can see, and then you just explode right back up. So next we have the hack squat, 2 warm-up sets and then a working set. So again, this is the warm-up set that I'm doing right now. And so again, these warm-up sets are great because they kind of feel like working sets, but they're not actually working sets. They're just warm-up sets that you're doing to kind of warm you up for that big pinnacle that you have. I look at every single exercise that I'm doing as like I'm gradually going up the pinnacle, and at the pinnacle is when I do the most weight and it becomes the most intense. Again, this workout will not work if you do not go intense with these types of workouts, right? On that last set that you're doing. So this is my second set that I'm doing right now. Again, tempo's pretty smooth. I'm exploding up. I'm going all the way down, full range of motion on the hack squats. I never used to do full range of motion on the hack squats, but now I am starting to, and I'm starting to feel a big difference in my legs because of that as well. So I threw on an extra plate for this next warm-up set, just so I could give myself a little bit more of a challenge and gradually increase the intensity. Again, going up the pinnacle of intensity. So again, that's a big thing too. And my knees are out on these because I don't want to keep my knees straight because that's gonna kind of mess up my knees. My like physique, the way that it is, my knees should be out. So this is like the heaviest I'm gonna go with the hack squat. And again, as you can see, I'm slowing it down as well, and I'm keeping it controlled, going all the way down and blasting right back up, right? So you want to be able to keep that tempo on that last set and make it as intense as humanly possible, like intense. You should literally feel like the last rep, you might not be able to do it. And so as you can see with me right now, I am actively getting that done. And so the leg curl is basically one warm-up set and one working set, right? So we're basically just warming up right now, getting everything done, dialed in, keeping everything as flexible as we can. You want to go all the way down. I could have went even further down on this. I think the machine just wasn't adjusted correctly. But again, you want to make sure that you're really getting the full range of motion on this, and you're on the eccentric, or when you're going down, you want to make sure that you are actually going all the way down, right? As you can see, I was definitely smiling because the pain. All right, so these are the hamstring curls I like to do. You can do lying hamstring curls, or you can actually do just regular hamstring curls, right? Like seated. Doesn't matter which ones, just make sure that you're doing hamstring curls. And again, these are like really aggressive on your hamstrings. Like you'll feel these, right? Like they're extremely aggressive. And I walk off because again, it's super like just tight. Like they tighten up your hamstrings. You may want to do a little stretch. Next is stiff leg deadlift, which is a hamstring exercise, 1 warm-up set and 1 working set. Again, 10 to 12 reps. I'm going all the way down and I'm touching the barbell all the way to the floor because I want that full range of motion. I'm keeping my legs stiff, as in the name, right? So you want to make sure that you're keeping a slight bend in your knees, but you're not bending completely, right? You want to be able to keep a slight bend. So once you keep that slight bend, you then won't have to worry about your knees locking up. So again, this is the second set now. I added some more weight to that. That's a lot heavier than I usually go. Again, I want to be able to feel this and get to a point where I genuinely almost can't do the last rep, right? And sometimes I don't actually get to that point, and then I might do an extra set if I didn't get to a point where I got that last rep and I felt it, and I felt like I actually was intense during that workout, right? During that exercise. Next, we have standing calf raises, 1 working set, 10 to 12 reps. And then we have 3 rest pause sets. So, and then also we have drop sets, right, with this. So it's 1 just kind of warm up, you're getting it done, right? 12 reps. Again, you guys always make fun of my calves, I know, because again, I got black genetics and I'm athletic and I played basketball when I was younger. So obviously my legs are not going to be looking like Chris Bumstead or any bodybuilder or any classic physique guys. I have very lean legs, right? So you want to make sure that as you're doing this, you are consistently hitting calves. If your calves are small and they're hard to grow, try to do calves at least twice a week, at least, right? Just because you want to be able to get the volume in there so that they can grow. I don't necessarily need to have big calves because I do kickboxing and I also play basketball and I do a bunch of other things that are more athletic. So I don't need that aesthetic look to my calves the way that people need. And also I wear jeans, bro. Like, and even in shorts, my legs don't look tiny. So you don't really need to worry about that. So now what I'm basically doing is I'm adding another plate to it because we're drop setting, right? So now we're going to drop set this and then go another 12 reps, I believe, or 12 reps to failure. And so we're basically going to make sure that we're increasing the intensity. Again, with calves, that's why I do these drop sets, because I want to keep the intensity. I want to keep the reps. Calves require high reps to grow. If you don't have high reps when it comes to your calves, you're going to struggle. That's just how it is, right? So you want to make sure that you're consistently adding tension and you're going as quickly as you possibly can, right? So I'm not taking any breaks here. I'm just adding on weight. By the way, the weight is in kilograms, so don't hate on me. This is kilograms. Do the math. Kilograms tend to display as less than pounds, by the way. All right, so just know that. So this right here is going to literally destroy my calves. I don't even want to do the first rep. Like, I'm literally done, but I'm going to push through, right? I think I probably got about 12 of these in. So again, you want to make sure that you're hitting your calves and you're just destroying them, because your calves, if you are tall, are the hardest to grow, especially if you have the genetics like mine. Next, we have seated calf raises, 1 warm-up set, 10 to 12, and then 1 working set of 6 to 8. You want to, again, that warm-up, just be smooth with it, get it done, all right? Get the feeling in there. You would have already done the calf exercise, which is already hard in itself, the standing one. And especially with the machine that I was using, you may not have that same machine at your gym, but just use a machine where you're standing for calf raises. With these, make sure you're going all the way down, which is very important. You want to go all the way down. You don't want to just have a limited range of motion. Do full range of motion. Go all the way down, come right back up, right? And feel the contractions. Understand that with calves, full range of motion is what's going to help you grow your calves. If you're just sitting there and you're like barely, it looks like you're hopping, you're not doing it correctly. You want to go all the way down and feel a stretch, because that is literally going to work your calves.